Hey, this is Tommy, and I'm back with another episode of Puzzling. This is number 3, and I want to talk to you today about Sudoku. Sudoku is a Japanese numeric puzzle in which you have a 9 by 9 grid broken up into 9 rows, 9 columns, and 9 3 by 3 blocks. Now, each row, column, and block must contain and can only contain each digit 1 through 9 one time. Basically, you start with a puzzle that only has 17 to 30 numbers already filled in, and you have to fill in the rest of the 81 numbers using deduction. I want to show you how to do it using this software called Sudoku Susser, which will teach you how to identify all the patterns to do advanced solving. Now, the particular puzzle I've entered to use today is from an expert level in Fingerarts Sudoku for iPad, but I'm using it here in Sudoku Susser just to show you what to expect from an expert level puzzle. Now, in this puzzle, we don't have any forced squares to start with. That forced just means that there is only one possibility for that square for that row, column, and block. Pinned squares are more common, and those are squares that only have one possibility in a row, column, or block. If that's the only place that a number could go, that's where it's going to go. So this first square has 5. These are the most recognizable of the patterns. So if you can learn to recognize these patterns in the possibilities, you can solve easy puzzles just by eyeballing. Work the most obvious squares, and it'll make others easier by the time you get to them. In fact, if you just work through this puzzle, you'll notice that more pinned squares popped up while I was solving the first 4 or 5 pins. The next pattern we find is called a naked set, sometimes called pairs or triples, but they can be sets of 4 or 5. This means that if 2 squares only have 2 possible values, then no other squares in that row or column or block or wherever they occur can have those values. And these examples, the examples in this expert puzzle pretty much use the biggest sets, which you have to work up to. Medium difficulty puzzles usually only have sets of 2 or 3. So in this example, I can remove 2, 5, 6, and 7 from all the non-purple squares in block 5, and 5, 6, and 7 from the non-blue squares in column 5. Or I can remove 4, 8 from the non-blue squares in column 5, leaving 9 in the center and setting 4 in the next cell over. The third most common pattern is called intersections. In this scenario, all the possibilities for a digit are contained in a particular intersection of a row or column with a block, and can occur nowhere else in that row and column, or column and block. In this example, in the purple block, the number 2 only appears in column 6 where it intersects with block 8. Therefore, 2 must be in column 6. All other occurrences of 2 in block 8 can be safely removed. Medium and harder puzzles have plenty of intersections. You'll need to be penciling in all the possibilities as you go to help you identify these patterns. Really good Sudoku apps can help with penciling marks in several ways. Sudoku Susser, which I'm using here, can automatically pencil in all possibilities for you. It'll maintain any changes you make to the pencil marks and automatically eliminate possibilities as you mark firm answers or ink if you prefer to continue the analogy. After intersections, the next most likely pattern to find is identified as Fishy by Sudoku Susser. There's several types of Fishy patterns that it finds, and in this case it found an X-wing pattern. Now, I have not gotten good enough to identify an X-wing pattern without the help of software. In fact, whenever I encounter a more advanced pattern that I can't identify, I start making guesses, and then if I make a mistake, I have to backtrack. So really good Sudoku software. To me, the best Sudoku software would let you save your possibilities and then start making other selections and roll back to where you had saved. And right now, I don't know of one for iOS that does all of that. And I do most of my Sudoku on iOS right now. The last pattern that's in this puzzle is called connected loops. And if you can see the text here, it just shows you how each of the cells in the loop are connected. And if you make an assumption about one cell, it either eliminates or confirms the values in all the other cells in the loop. And so basically, if you can confirm or reject one of the possibilities, you can continue forward. Now, usually once you've solved 1 or 2 of these X-wing, Y-wing, or connected loops, then it just simplifies the puzzle greatly back down to pairs, triples, and pins. And that's how you get started with Sudoku.